Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life, and we have a breaking story. This came from the Wall Street Journal. This is a breaking story. Now, up on this story releasing, I wanted to add more context for my viewers and potential new viewers that come to the channel. I want to lower everybody's concerns. Yes, there is a potential delay upon us, and the delay is coming from AT&T and Verizon. One point that I wanted to throw out, AT&T has no choice but to agree because they don't own any of the A block. That all belongs to Verizon. That entire 100 megahertz belongs to Verizon. AT&T is going to be allowed to use 40 megahertz, but in 2023, they'll have to give that 40 megahertz back and then use the portion that they bought in the C-band auction. So that's one. So there's AT&T has no say-so in what Verizon does with the spectrum. So it's going to apparently be delayed for another 30 days. The Wall Street Journal is throwing out a date of December 5th when this was supposed to launch. I haven't seen any official documentation from the FCC that states that this spectrum was going to be cleared and launched December 5th. So this date could very well be speculation from the Wall Street Journal, unless they have some internal documentation that they've received, but they haven't shown it to the public. So they're saying a 30-day delay from December 5th to January 5th. Now, here is where the concerns spike a little bit. If the FAA has a concern, has an issue, is a 30-day delay going to solve that issue? Likely not. Could we see a longer delay? That's a strong possibility. We could see a longer delay beyond the January 5th date. Now, is this the end of the world? Does this materially give T-Mobile an even larger mid-band advantage? No, it does not. Just because Verizon and AT&T can't flip the switch to turn it on does not mean they are going to stop deploying the equipment. In the meantime, while they figure out these issues and solutions, there is still a targeted date of March for Verizon to hit 100 million pops. So they can still deploy the C-band in January, February, March to get to that 100 million, which they are going to do so regardless if it turns on or not. So that just means more sites are going to get C-band while they iron out these issues. Now, if this delay goes on and on and on throughout next year, they're still going to deploy equipment within the top 46 PEAs. It just won't be turned on. Now, on the performance metric, in terms of the speed and the throughput, will T-Mobile gain an even wider lead? That is a possibility. That is a very strong possibility that T-Mobile is really going to widen that gap on the performance metrics. But this delay does not mean Verizon and AT&T are just going to sit down and stop deploying C-band equipment. So don't get that mistaken and make that a part of your concern. Now, to end this video, the biggest concern that you should have as a consumer, a tech enthusiast, wireless enthusiast, is a potential range limitation. That is the biggest concern in this instant, that they put a restriction on the range for C-band. That is the biggest concern that anyone should have at this point in time, that the FCC, the FAA, everybody gets together in a room and they say, we have to put a range limitation on the spectrum. That is the biggest concern that will come out of this, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but I think if there is any interference concern, then the biggest concern that we should have is range limitation to the spectrum. That just means AT&T and Verizon will have to further spend to densify even more. So let me know how you feel about this. Why is this all of a sudden happening in the 11th hour? I mean, C-band is very close to being launched. Verizon has spent heavily to deploy it. Now in the 11th hour, the FAA and everybody wants to make a big fuss to the fact that AT&T and Verizon are coming out and saying, look, we'll just delay it for 30 more days to, For what? For what really? Why are they delaying it for 30 more days? What's going to happen in those 30 days that's going to change the FAA's mind? If there's a safety concern, there's still going to be a safety concern 30 days from now or from December 5th. So I really don't understand the delay. I would have taken it more serious if they would have said, okay, the delay is on until the problem can be resolved. But another 30 days is not going to do much. Especially around that time, everybody goes on the holiday breaks and winter, and nobody's in the offices really until the new year. So there's nothing is probably going to come out of this delay. There's still going to be a concern, and they may have to delay it even further. But like I said, the biggest concern here is range limitation could be a possibility here in this case. Let me know what you guys think about this. Sound off in the comment section. I'll leave the official article in the description down below. Let me know what you think about this. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.